Shri Jagadambaye Namaha, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. So we had begun our discussion on the Argala Stotram, one of the first stotrams, the ancillary hymns that we find before we get into the Parayan of Devi Mahatmyam. We saw how Argala, which means lock, this Argala Stotram helps the devotee in one, erasing of the obstacles so that the mind can read and chant the mantra with full concentration, and it also helps in unlocking ourselves, the inner selves, which can merge with the Divine Mother. So let us move on to the third sloka. We had talked about the first two slokas. So the first sloka attributes the qualities and shows her as the unconditional mother. And then we looked at how the Argala Stotram appreciates Jagat Janani for vanquishing all the demons. And we began with Madhukaitaba. The next stotra talks about Mahishasura. Mahishasura Nirnasha Vidhatri Varade Namaha. So yesterday we said how Rupam Dehi, Jayam Dehi, Yasho Dehi, Dusho Jahi gets repeated. And it says how we can merge with her form and let us be victorious in the spiritual journey as we seek Jagadamba's association. So she is the destroyer. She is the one who defeats Mahishasura. So Mahisha, in a sense, represents the ego. We said the narrative of Devi Mahatmyam mainly looks at the journey that each one of us face in our own lives and the situations that we have. So this text is applicable in all the phases of our life. So I hope you all must have been familiar with the Mahishasura Mardini Stotram, right? Aigiri Nandini Nandita Medini Vishwa Vinodini Nandinute Girivara Vindya Shirodhini Vasini Vishnu Vilasini Jishnunute Bhagavati He Shiti Kantha Kutumbini Bhuri Krite Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapartini Shaila Sute. So this hymn eulogizes the form of Jagadamba as she defeats the Mahishasura, and it gives salutation to the Divine Mother, who is the Shailasudha, or she is the Girinandini, she is the daughter of the mountain, and she is filled with the ultimate happiness. She is the ultimate source of happiness, and she fills the world with that happiness, and all this world is her mere play. Okay, so that is how the Mahishasura Mardini eulogizes. Mahishasura Mardini Stotram admires the divine goddess. Now coming back to our text, the Argala Stotram. So we saw how first it admires her as the one who defeats the demon Mahishasura. So Mahishasura in turn represents the ego. And throughout we see, though Argala Stotram admires Jagadamba as the one who killed different or variant demons, these demons represent our senses, our pleasures, our emotions, and this is the inner meaning or the allegorical meaning as we read the text of Devi Mahatmyam. Next one is Rakta Bija. So all these demons we'll get to know them more as we do the narrative of Devi Mahatmyam. So Rakta Bija Vadhe Devi Chanda Munda Vinashini. So she is the one who has destroyed Rakta Bija, Chanda and Munda. Here again, Raktabija is a demon from whose each drop of blood, as it spilled on to the earth, a new Raktabija would come. So Raktabija, in a way, also represents our unending cycle of desires. One after the other, we keep pursuing one thing or the other. We would think in our minds, okay, let us stop with this. But after we attain this particular goal, whether it is materialistic, most probably it is materialistic, as we see it in terms of money or pleasure, we feel like having it more. So, this unending cycle of desire is something that is represented by Rakta Bija. So, he also represents the cardinal pleasures. And next, we have, so she is the vanquisher of Mahishasura, Raktabija, Chanda, Munda, and then Shumbhasyeva Nishumbhasya Dhumrakshasya Chamardini. So she is the one who kills Shumbha, Nishumbha, and Dhumraksha. So this is the literal meaning, and as I said, for each demon you can draw like you can connect one of your senses or emotion with these demons. So that is the inner meaning, and we can do a detailed explanation of this when we get into the Parayanam of Devi Mahatmyam. Vanditangri Yuge Devi Sarva Saubhagyadayini. So yesterday we called her Mangala. So similarly here, she is considered as the one who gives all the saubhagyams, all the prosperity and auspiciousness, and she is the celestial mother. She is the one who is respected and honored by all the celestial gods, goddesses, and as such the whole cosmos, it is at her feet. Achintya Rupa Charite Sarvashatru Vinashini. So her Rupam, her form, her concept as such is Achintyam, one that is beyond our thinking. The frame, the tangible frame that we have within our small brains is not enough to encompass her or experience her. She is the Achintya Rupam. In Devi Bhagavata Purana, just like we have the Virat Purusha Darshan in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is also this description of Devi's Virat Rupam or the Virat Vishwa Darshanam that she gives. And it describes how the whole cosmos comes out from her. And it is even said that the various avatars of Vishnu, the various leelas that he has done, they are just ornamentation for her nails. And now you can think about how huge she is, or the concept that she represents is as such. So she is Achintya, and she is the one who destroys all the enemies. Now, when we talk about enemies in the literal sense, you can say she is going to destroy all the demons, one. And as we said, she is the one beyond our mind. Okay, one cannot be measured by the human mind. She becomes the destroyer of those mundane thinkings that prevent us from seeing or seeking her. So, in that way, she destroys all the internal enemies. And when we say or when we talk about Shatru Samhara, that doesn't mean that she has to go and kill or harm our enemies. It just means that she would affect their thoughts. She would cleanse their thoughts and give them the right path to think. नतेभ्यः सर्वदा भक्त्या चण्डिके प्रणताय मे. We saw how Durga Saptashati as a text is dedicated to Chandika Devi. So here she is appreciated, she is admired as the Chandika Devi, and she is considered to be the supreme form of Brahman or that consciousness. And it requests her blessings so that we can experience too the Brahman. Subadbhyo bhaktipurvam tvam chandike vyadhinashini. The next attribute that we give to her, we said that she is the one who destroys the inner enemies, and the next one is vyadhinashini. She defeats, she erases off all the diseases or the maladies. In a literal sense, we can say she can save us from chickenpox, fever, and other types of dreadful diseases. But the inner meaning is that she would help us in overcoming the disease that has caught our mind, that makes us cruel or evil in the sense we really don't have to be villainous, but even the thought of jealousy can make us bad. So that is a kind of disease that we all suffer. So in a way, she is that channel, she is that medium who would help us in overcoming these diseases that has caught our mind, that has created a kind of blind in front of us, which prevents us from seeing or seeking her and merging with her ultimately. So she is the one who has created this, and in turn we seek refuge under Jagadamba's glorious feet so that she would feel the pity and she would be overcome by that love and would save us and would remove the disease from our mind, cleanse us, and take us forward in the spiritual journey. Shri Jagadambaye Namaha.